time of year again. March is coming soon. And every time when March comes up, my family, the Chen family, and our relatives, we get together to commemorate our ancestors for a half day. One of the ancestors that's been a big part of my life is my grandpa. We call him Grandpa Paul. How would I describe Grandpa Paul? He's a man that has the charisma of a Japanese CEO. He's tall, his hair is slicked back in gray with curly hair, and he wears gold spectacled glasses. He has that aura of an old school Japanese salesman. Now, Grandpa, how would I describe Grandpa? He is, he has a lot of expectations on people. For instance, on me, when I was in the middle school, we went to California to visit a very famous school, Stanford University. Beautiful campus. And so we're walking around, and then Grandpa stops in front of this tower, this clock tower. He takes out his sketch pad and then starts sketching. Then he turns around to me and says, "Steven, I hope when you graduate, you can get into Stanford. Make Grandpa proud of you." And at that time, I only cared about basketball. So I asked Grandpa, do they have a good basketball team? Grandpa didn't answer me. But later on, I did realize, yeah, Stanford does have a really good basketball team. Unfortunately, I didn't get into Stanford, so sorry, Grandpa. Now, the second expectation he had on me was he gave me a very special book. I was in the middle school, around 12 years old. And the title of the book is How to Become a Successful CEO. What? What is a middle schooler doing with this book? But then I read it anyway. And they talked about leadership skills and communication skills. Oh, sounds like Toastmasters. Other than these high expectations, Grandpa has given me two gifts. The first one is an American education. He has sponsored my education, my sister, and my two cousins. I really believe that has made a big difference in my life. It has opened my horizons in the world and allowed me to go abroad, study for my bachelor's degree. Now, the second gift is Toastmasters. Believe it or not, Grandpa Paul was a Toastmasters member in Sparkle Toastmasters in Taipei. He was the one who planted that Toastmasters seed into my heart. And he took me to my first meeting. I always remember that with my sister. I was in the 11th grade, a high schooler. And I thought, wow, these old guys are really funny. They tell a lot of good jokes. Well, these old guys are actually around 30, and I'm 30 now. Now I'm the old guy. But I learned a lot of areas I felt I could improve on, some weaknesses. For instance, vocal variety and also eye contact. These were some areas I thought I could improve and gain that experience in Toastmasters. Now, we talk about expectations, and I always wondered whether Grandpa was proud of me. One thing I'm pretty sure is Toastmasters. I'm pretty sure he's proud of me being a Toastmasters member. Because the Toastmasters will always support another Toastmasters, right? Yep. Yes. And I'm pretty sure he would just volunteer and just be my mentor. And during the speech contest, he probably whipped me into shape until I remember my speech 100%, giving me all these great advice. Now, I'm not really sure, but I had a dream last year on the night of my wedding. I was in our grandparents' home in Beitong. It was around lunchtime. There was sun shining through the windows, and I go into the dining room, and the whole family's sitting there, my uncle's family as well. And at the head of the table is my grandpa. I saw him and I was like, "Whoa, Grandpa, what are you doing here?" And he didn't say any words to me, and he just smiled at me with this big grin on his face. And that was when I realized that Grandpa was proud of me. Toastmasters. Wow. Thank you.